Everybody says the same thing. If you want to play games, don't use a virtual machine. And honestly, they're usually right. Most virtual machines struggle with modern games, low FPS, terrible graphics performance, and random starters. And sometimes the game won't even launch. But what happens when you take a budget laptop and upgrade it with a massive 32GB of RAM? Can VMware finally turn a virtual machine into something that actually playable? Or is gaming inside a VM still complete waste of time in 2026? Today we're running a poll experimenting MSI Afterburner to track every frame, every CPU spike, and every gigabytes of memory. We'll test native Windows performance, then VirtualBox with standard settings, then VMware Workstation with huge 16 gigs of RAM allocation, and the final result honestly surprised me. Let's get started. So before we start breaking things, let's establish a baseline. This is my laptop Acer Aspire Go 14 with a massive 32 gigs of RAM. The biggest upgrade here isn't the processor, but it's a memory. A massive 32 gigs of RAM. I've upgraded this machine to 32 gigs of RAM, which gives us far more flexibility than most laptops in this category. For monitoring, I'm using MSI Afterburner so we can track FPS, CPU usage, RAM consumption, and system behavior in real time. Let's start with the host machine. No virtualization, no hypervisor, just Windows 11 running directly on hardware. So let me show that I've already downloaded COD, just launch Call of Duty. And right away the number looks pretty good, 60 to 65 FPS. So I'm not a pro gamer, but I'm trying to show you the stats. We are averaging around 60 to 65 frames per second. CPU usage stays under control. Memory usage remains comparable. Sometimes the GPU usage went up to 95%. This is happening because I'm not using any dedicated graphics card. It's all about onto its integrated graphics card. Instead of not using a dedicated GPU, everything feels smooth and responsive. This is the best case scenario. Remember this number, 65 FPS. Because everything from this point forward will be compared against that. Now let's move to what most people try first. Oracle VirtualBox. It's free, it's popular, and for testing operating system, it's fantastic. But gaming is completely different story. So I'm just opening the settings of the VirtualBox, and let's go to the system section, and in the motherboard section, 8 gigs of RAM allocated, and then processor, I'm just assigning 8 cores, and then go to display, and 3D acceleration is turned on, and then okay. Pretty typical settings. Let's see what happens. Now we'll just start the virtual machine. So here it is. And the virtual machine will start in the full screen. Okay, now you see we're into virtual machines. Let me show you. Yeah, that's it. You see, this is running on virtual machine, and this is my main machine. Now again, in the virtual machine, I need to go to Xbox. So now we're in the Xbox application of VirtualBox. So let's see the smoothness. The start menu is working good. And if I just try to open the file explorer, you can see there is a status over there, and things are not working well. Again, let's see what happens with the game. So you can see in my main machine I've downloaded Call of Duty Vanguard Standard Edition. So in the VirtualBox I also download the Standard Edition. Now here it is, Call of Duty Vanguard Standard Edition. Just open it and let me install it. So I'm just installing, and I'll have to get back to you again when the installation is completed. Okay, the download has been started. I will again come back to you when the download is completed. It will take maybe 2 to 3 hours.
3,000 years later.
And now just quickly start the game from Xbox. Okay, it's taking too much time to load. Oh shit, the game's been crashed. So you can see here completely, VirtualBox failed to launch the game. Since Call of Duty is a AAA title game, VirtualBox completely failed to launch the game even. So what's going on? The problem isn't necessarily the RAM. The real issue is the graphics virtualization. Modern games and AAA titled games expect direct access to graphics hardware. VirtualBox simply isn't designed to deliver the level of 3D acceleration efficiency. The result? An experience that's technically running, but practically unusable. For gaming, the setup is gonna be red flagged. Now it's time for the test I was most excited about. VMware Workstation 17 Pro. This software has significantly better graphics virtualization support compared to VirtualBox. But we're taking things further, much further. Because this laptop has 32 gigs of RAM. And now watch this. This is my virtual machine inside Workstation Pro. Now I'm just showing you the machine configuration. Here you see I've allocated 16 gigs of RAM to this machine, and then for the processors I allocated 4 processors, and then allocated disk space of 156 gigs, and rest are as it is. TPM 2.0 is enabled. One thing, let me enable virtualization, that is enabled, and then just it's done. Normally allocating this much memory could cripple the host machine, but thanks to your 32 gigs RAM upgrade, Windows still has plenty amount of resource left over. Now let's see what happens. Just let me start the machine. Okay, the machine is starting. Let me make it a full screen. Now here you see it's running on the Workstation Pro. Now I'll just quickly head over to applications, and from there I'll just launch Call of Duty. Okay, let's see what happens. It's running. So in my case, it's taken too much time to launch. Okay, it's starting. Workstation Pro couldn't even launch the game. It's showing no supported DXGI adapter were found. Please verify that your graphics card is with the minimum requirements and that your driver are set up to date. Bad luck. Since Call of Duty is a AAA title game, this won't run into any virtual machine. So if you want to try this type of AAA title games, don't try it to your VirtualBox or Workstation Pro. But the fact that while testing those games, I noticed one thing: the VirtualBox is less faster than the VMware Workstation Pro. In here, Windows isn't running out of memory, but the issue is with the graphics card. So after spending 3 days to download the games for different setups, or like 1 day to download the game into my main machine, another day to download the game to VirtualBox, and third day to download the game into VMware Workstation Pro, and also spent hours to test this. Here is my honest opinion. I tried running Call of Duty on both VirtualBox and VMware. Unfortunately, neither one could deliver a playable experience. In my case, the game either crashed during launch or became unusable, or somehow it launched but got crashed again. The only place Call of Duty ran properly was directly on Windows, without any virtualization. Does that mean gaming inside a virtual machine is impossible? Not exactly. Lighter games, older DirectX titles may still work, but if you're planning to play modern AAA games like Call of Duty, a virtual machine simply isn't right here. Virtual machines are built for testing operating systems, running software safely, development, and learning, not replacing your main gaming PC. I wanted this experiment to succeed, but I'd rather show you the real result than a fake impression number. If you manage to get a modern AAA title game running smoothly inside a VMware or another virtual machine, let me know your setup in the comments. I'd genuinely love to test it. If you found this experiment helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to TechSteve Demo Lab, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.